So for the listeners on this podcast that like, okay, they get the concept, they understand, okay, banking is the most profitable business in the world. We finance everything that we purchase. We need to start taking the headwinds in our life and turning it into tailwinds.
Sure.
We have to beat the human elements that are taking us behind. We have to take control of our life.
Sure.
Then you kind of get into some things that kind of are controversial. By the way, when I first started in this business, I hated the idea of life insurance. And it was because of your book that totally changed my...
Well, why did you hate it?
Because I thought it was a terrible place to put your money.
Where did you learn that?
In financial planning 101.
Yes.
That life insurance was our need for death benefit. So for the listeners, this is what the infinite banking concept is at its basic form. And then I want you to kind of take over, okay, and explain more. So you have your money. Your money's got to flow somewhere.
Yes.
The very best place for it to flow is dividend-paying whole life insurance.
It's always at work there.
And I want you to explain that for a second.
It's always at work there.
Your money is in these dividend-paying contracts. They're going to grow the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But your need for finance is your greatest financial need, and so you borrow against those policies to go purchase the things in your life.
Sure.
And then redirect the money that you were paying to other institutions and repay that back to the insurance company. Can you explain why life insurance and why that concept is so revolutionary and can change people's lives?
It's the only place that performs ideally for this sort of thing. You can put money in a hole in the ground, not in the backyard, so forth, and you can go get money out of that, buy something, and then pay back to the hole in the ground. But look, the time that it was in the ground, how much is it earning, huh?
0.
Well, in life insurance, it's always at work, either with you or with somebody else out there. It's not something sitting there in a lockbox of any kind of whatever. People don't realize that in reality that this concept is like a trust agreement. People love the idea of trust and so forth. And one of our practitioners visualized this several years ago. He says, this is just like a trust, isn't it? Yes. He says you have a grantor, you have a trustee, and you have a beneficiary. Now, the trust did not exist until the grantor created it. He was the originator of everything. All right, so he puts property into the trust. It becomes the owner becomes the owner is the trustee at that point. The grantor does not own it anymore. All right, now the trustee has got to put it to work in order to carry out the provisions of the intent of the trust for the beneficiary or the grantor. Now, one of the places he can put the property to work is with the grantor.
Right.
They're two different people. Now, when you understand that, when you buy a life insurance policy, that did not exist until you created it.
Right.
You're the grantor. You pay premiums. That becomes the property of the insurance company, the trustee. They're going to put it to work in various and sundry places, as I describe in my book. Now, one of those places they can put to work is with you.
Right.
You see, you got to learn to wear two hats. You're the banker, and your best customer ought to be you.
Correct.
But, you've got to understand, don't steal from the system.
Right.
If you don't lend money to somebody who's going to not pay it back. But see, that's one of the biggest problems out there, that people got this disease of thinking this is a poor place to store money, the medium of exchange, during your lifetime. And getting over that hurdle is the biggest problem.
Right.
Well, it's so simple that it's almost ridiculous. But you see, there are people who do catch on out there, but they got to realize they have a problem.
Right.
They got to wanna.
Yep.
And we're looking for people that know they have a problem and they want to find a way out.